Salute a tutti.
All right, everybody. Better late than never is what they say, right? So, yeah, let's rock and roll here today. Prediction show 23-24 season. This one's going to be fun. And obviously, said there was going to be a twist this year, and there will be a twist. We are going to do ride or die predictions this year.
Right.
Okay, so what does that mean? You guys don't have to pick like we did for the Euro Cup or World Cup tournament. Sorry, you don't have to pick before you hear anyone's predictions. So I have everyone's predictions. I have Lou's, I have Luca's, I have Lucci's. Obviously, we're going to go through ours today. Lex, well, the female sector of AJC has to be fashionably late as always. So waiting on her predictions.
She'll get it
done. It is what it is. You are going to get your chance to pick who you want to roll with based on their predictions. And again, you can make your claims right away. I'm going to ride or die with Anth. I don't know why you would do that, but you could. Or you could ride with Omer or anyone else in the team, okay? What does this mean? Well, we're going to have prizes. And obviously, because Juve is only playing in one competition this season, right, other than Coppa Italia, we're going to track this thing and maybe do something where we track points as far as where people sit for their predictions, and maybe do a monthly thing too. But there will be prizes come end of the season, all right, that we're going to be giving away. And yeah, obviously, I got to give away 10 kits this season. So we're going to get creative, all right? I do have a giveaway to kick season off that should be getting announced very, very soon, okay? This will be yet another one that may involve a couple of kits, all right? And we have more fun challenges and whatnot that we're going to do throughout the season, and we're going to make sure we give away all 10, all right? And there will be giveaways on top of that, all right? So we're going to have a lot of fun today. Omar, Ant, how you fellas doing? You guys ready to rock?
I was ready to rock about 15 minutes ago, but hey, whatever.
Keep
whatever.
picking at the scab, Ant. Keep picking at the scab.
Whatever. I'm ready to go. Siri's already talking to me on the phone here, but I'm ready to go. I am the only one who actually did some research for these predictions, and it's going to show today. So I'm just putting that out there. Omer, how you feeling, bub?
That's what you think. I think I haven't done my research for prediction for the entire season.
There we go.
We'll find out.
RB Comp's coming in here saying, don't even need to look at the predictions. Hashtag Team Berto. There you go. Tony Trim coming in here. Ciao tutti. Everybody on the live, great to see you all. Annie Mesh in here, as always. Beautiful stuff. I want to take this second before we dive in to starting off with some predictions. We are going to tackle the news afterwards and talk a little bit Juve as we get ready for the season start tomorrow. Also, keep in mind, live prediction show or preview show, tomorrow while we get ready for the game, and then I'm going to bring you a match day watch along, all right? So we're going to have a lot of fun. We got James Lapierre coming in here. Morning, boys. Juventini. We're getting ready for this one today. And again, apologies on the technical difficulties. Again, Ant picking at the scab, but hey, there's nothing better than starting your morning off, getting ready for show 5:30, and then it's not working. I love it.
So frustrating.
But we're going to get into it and have some fun here. I do want to take a second and thank all of you for the support throughout the off season. Of course, it was massive, and you guys have been great through all the daily update videos. I love bringing it to you guys, and the comments on all the videos has been great, and all the discussion. So just thank you, everybody, for the continued support. And I want to give a shout out to the Juventus official fan clubs North America. Of course, we're an official partner. We are the official voice and channel for all of them.
Amen.
If there is one near you, and even for outside of North America, there's official fan clubs literally scattered everywhere. If you need help finding one, please reach out to us. But there's nothing better than watching matches and taking it in with fellow Juventini, and there's no way to connect even more with our beloved old lady than through an official fan club, all right? And there should be some great stuff being announced very, very soon regarding the fan club. So we go from there. Now, the goods. The predictions. Everybody in the live chat, again, you will have a chance to win prizes. Choose who you want to roll with at the end if you want. RB Comps has already stated he is going to be Team Berto. So let's see how we stand. Obviously, we got the big stuff a little bit later on, but we're going to have some fun with some of the smaller predictions. And I'm going to fill mine in as we go. All right. I have an idea of where I'm going to land, but we're going to kick things off with Mr. Massimiliano Allegri. And first off, the news today, I'm already getting attacked on Twitter because I laughed at the fact that he's planting seeds for excuses right out of the gate, saying it's not an advantage to be only playing in Serie A.
Did he really say that his presser today?
Oh, yeah. He said, I don't know yet if it's an advantage or not. But what's funny is you ask Gigi Buffon, and he says, yes, it is an advantage, a clear advantage. I believe it's an advantage.
How can it not? How can it not be an advantage?
Well,
like you get more rotation, players are staying, like you're on the field more. I don't know.
I don't know. Yeah. He'll have to tell me how it isn't an advantage.
I'm trying to help you.
Okay, but for me, it's a clear advantage. And again, like I said, I'm being fought with on Twitter over it, but I just said I'm done with excuses, FC. It's time to get to business. It's an advantage. But
he loses tomorrow, he should be fired.
Yeah, and it is a shame, Vidad, as he comes in with his comment. It's a shame Max pisses us off more than the opposing teams. It is a real damn shame. But, and Apex saying Mad Max throwing up smoke signals. Okay, cool. But you know what? Read the room. After those 2 years, I don't necessarily think we need smoke signals. But
that is literally all we're asking for.
If he comes out and he starts, if we start lighting it up, whatever, okay, he could say whatever the hell he wants. But until I start seeing that, let's pump the brakes. Now, Mr. Massimiliano Allegri, how many Max Allegri memes are we seeing this season? This is the first little prediction, and let's see what everybody's got for this one. Some of the numbers for this one were kind of funny going through the team and whatnot. So we'll start off with you guys. Joey Cappuccino, every damn day we will see one, okay? I don't think it's going to be that extreme. Omer, how many Max Allegri memes are we seeing this season?
I wrote down 5, but I mean, Allegri is a walking meme generator. Every photo of him is something that can be turned into a meme. So the term is kind of, broad.
Well, I'll tell you right now, everything. With AI, I think it's going to ramp up the memes now that we got AI as one of these variables out there. So I think 5 might be a little light, but Omer's got 5.
I don't know what it means. I don't know how to gauge it. So 5, 30, it's the same for me. I have no idea what I'm saying. Why am I saying this number? But let's roll with 5.
And what's yours?
I was so disgusted by this question because there is no way to measure this. And I decided to say, we're going to have 19 clean sheets this year. I just made up a question and answered it myself to insert in here 19 clean sheets, because that's not even a question on this prediction list. But if you really need one, 176.
Luca says greater than 20. Greater than 20. I believe that's probably going to be close. We'll see. I think we'll see a lot of memes. And the funny thing about Max Allegri is what Omer said. These numbers I don't think can be low. We all know what a meme is, okay? The thing with Allegri is whether we're doing good or we're doing bad, this guy is getting memed, okay? So
I mean, we didn't even start. We didn't even start, and there's an edit of Barbie Girl featuring all Max Allegri's face trending on.
Unbelievable.
Exactly. And there's going to be screenshots out of there that are going to be meme. That's why I say this number will be extremely high, all right?
So that's like
but it's funny.
Already.
We always do the Max Allegri flip out question and whatnot. And are we going to see the jacket rip off? It's time to change it up. So we went with the memes. Now, most blocked shots this season. Okay. Who's going to have the most blocked shots for Juventus this season?
You want me to help you out? Because I'm going to go through. I'm the only one here. I think, Omer, I'm going to challenge you two on this show to actually put numbers beside these players because I don't think anybody else did it. So we're going to do a little bit of tiebreaker between us three. All right, but I'm going to give you last year's numbers. So Locatelli led the way with 10. Bremer had 6. Danilo had 7. Gatti had 4. So I thought the numbers would be a lot higher for block shots, but they're not.
I thought they'd be a lot higher too. I was looking at your prediction and I thought you were smoking something.
Yeah, so I went with Locatelli with 11.
So in the chat we have James Lapierre with Danilo. We have Animesh with Danilo easy. We have Apex with Gattoni there for Gatti, and then we have Vidal with Bremer.
That's what I thought too, but Locatelli is the one who blocks the most shots at the top of the box.
Yeah,
The
and
defensemen
then Mark's coming in and saying Kostic is the king of having block shots. We're going opposite defensively who we are blocking. So, yeah.
Side note, Bonucci had 0. Just in case anyone was wondering what his number was last year, it was 0.
Who's?
Bonucci's.
Yeah. Didn't get his ass
Moving to
quite in
Union
the
Berlin.
right way there. Omar, who's going to lead us in block shots defensively?
I think it's going to be Bremer. Locatelli does do that a lot. The numbers, actually, the low numbers surprise me because, I mean, we were sitting back most of last season, so we considered, I guess, a lot of shots. So what is considered a blocked shot? I don't know. I think it's going to be Bremer and Locatelli behind him.
Yeah, I was going to end up
mainly
going,
because they'll play the most games during the season. That's the reason.
I was going to end up going with Bremer. I've seen Luca block a lot. I want to say Locatelli, but I want to differentiate from Anthony. So I am going to take Bremer for most block shots.
How many?
Take Danilo.
Come on, give me a number.
I'm going to put him at 9 block shots.
Thank you.
All right. 9 block shots. Now, most pass attempts, not completed, most pass attempts this
I'll give you last
season.
year's numbers if you guys need them. So last year, Locatelli led the way with 1,362 pass attempts. Rabiot had 1,191.
Huh. Interesting.
So
I
wrote down Locatelli.
I had Locatelli down too, just because of Max's play and how we're gonna do it. I know everything's gonna want to go through him. I had Locatelli down easily for most pass attempts.
Me too.
I went Locatelli 1,450 pass attempts for the season.
Now that number that you got for totals, were you pulling from all comps?
No, that's just Serie A comps.
Okay.
My understanding is that's just Serie A, so bear with me there.
Yeah.
I am 99% sure it's just Serie A numbers.
Yeah, there you go. We're all going Locatelli on this. James Lapierre taking Adrian Rabiot. Eric Acerno Gibbs, Danilo for pass attempts.
I didn't even see him on the list, but fair enough.
Mark 1 still sticking with Locatelli on this one. Passes completed.
So I took Danilo here, just because Juve pass a lot in defense, and there's usually no challenge to that. It's just back passes mostly, and just lateral passes. So their percentage is high of the defenders. So I chose Danilo. I think he had a lot last season.
All right. Danilo. Anth, who are you going to end up taking?
Of his pass attempts last year, Locatelli completed 1,114 of those. So I'm going to go Locatelli 1,205 completed passes for the season.
All right. Loca, most pass attempts, most completed. It just makes sense because, again, of how we play, how it all goes through him. Danilo's interesting to come from that because we're going to be passing back. I think I'd like to hope we're going to be a little more forward progressing and whatnot. So let's stick it with Loca there for me. Now, we're going to get into most substitute appearances. Who is going to take that one down?
Well, I can tell you that Keane led the way last year with 17.
17
Substitute.
substitute appearances.
That is correct. Not
So
total
I-
appearances, 17 substitute appearances.
So I
Yeah,
have
we've got right away, right off the back, Vidal, James Lapierre dropping in Keane. Mark 1 coming in with Miretti on this one. Eric coming in with Kostic. And then Forza Juve throwing out Hans Nicolussi Caviglia.
So 38 games, like 17 is a lot. Like that's
yeah.
I'm sticking with Keane and I'm going with 18 off the bench. Like it's the striker is the one where I think it's going to be because we got a little bit more to play with in the midfield in terms of setup and the amount of players we have in there. But up top, I'm going to go like Milik and Keane are just going to be swapping back and forth.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm actually taking Milik, and I'm with Animesh. Animesh just dropped Milik in. That's going to be my pick for
Fair
most substitute appearances. And he's probably going to get one out of the gate, seeing as how Keane is doubtful for tomorrow. So we'll take the early lead. Let's go.
Yeah, so I had Keane. I mean, we did have a lot of injuries last season. Dusan was missing for large portions of the season. Max still seemed to prefer Milik most of the time, so I guess nothing has changed because it's Max and it's still 2015. So Keane.
There you go. And by the way, I got the comments coming into the stream. You know, hey, you can teach an old dog new tricks, okay? New software. We're getting the flow here, getting the use, but it's happening. Most shot attempts, not on target. Most shot attempts. I threw Chiesa down on this one. He's going to be my guy this year for most shot attempts. I'm taking Chiesa.
These were very surprising. Let me help the people out with the numbers here. So the next question, just to kind of foreshadow everyone, is shots on target. So just so everybody knows. So these are shot attempts last year. Dusan 65. I was like, is that it? Like that doesn't seem like a high number. 65 for Dusan, 43 for Milik, 48 for Rabiot, and then 38 for Keane. Those were our top shot attempters last year. So I'm going this season. Chiesa was 71 shot attempts.
There you go.
I've taken Dusan.
Dusan, okay.
Yeah.
Got a lot of Chiesa in the chat here. Lot of Chiesa.
Let me just respond to Luca's comment here. I don't want to do that because we might get our video pulled. I really would like to comment about Luca, but we'll just leave it. We'll leave it. I got so much to think about right now. But anyways, what do we got? What does everybody else have?
Shots I think a lot of people on target. Most shots on target. If Chiesa's ripping the most, is he dropping the most on target?
So Milik had the most on target last year at 23. So he was just a little over 50%. I think Dusan was somewhere around 31% on target. I'm actually going with Dusan at 26 on target. I think Chiesa is just going to block and over the net and here and there and everywhere. I'm going to actually switch it up and go Dusan with 26.
Dusan. There's a lot going with Dusan. I had Chiesa for most attempts, and I did have Dusan Vlahovic as most on target. He's going to be the main guy up top, and the other guys are going to be rotating in. He should naturally have the most attempts out of the other guys, and based on being the 9 at the top, he should be getting the most on target. So Dusan for me.
So that Lukaku thing isn't happening. Are we pretty confident now that that's not going to happen?
I am still weary of absolutely anything happening at any given moment in time. But I'm pretty confident. I mean, I think it's done now. I think he's going to be remaining. So,
Omer, what was that?
I said it's risky. I don't want to do another Anthony and Ronaldo kind of thing and lose it on before the season begins.
There you go.
But those are my hopes that it's going to be Dusan.
Fair enough.
Yeah. There you go. And yes, if there's ever a time to listen to Luca, now would be the time. Smash that like button, everybody. Okay, if you're new to the channel, subscribe. All right. Most Assists. All right, now we get to some of the good stuff. Some of the good stuff here. All right, most assists. Who is going to lead this team with assists this season?
So Kostic led the way with 10 last year. I got a bit. I got to throw a bit of a wrench in this one because Kostic is still being rumored to head out. I'm going with Kostic with 11. But if he gets sold, I'm switching that to Chiesa with 11.
Yeah, no, you're
This
gonna
is
have
the
to
only
state
one
your
where
claim based on maybe if a sale's happening, man. That's kind
son
of
of
the
a
danger.
bitch.
Remember the Ronaldo rule? Yep, it's in effect. So we've
I'll go
got
Kostic with
Animesh
11.
saying Chiesa. We have votes for Weah and quite a few on the assist. And I'm gonna be honest with you guys.
Thought about it.
Danilo from Mark 1 there. I'm actually going with Weah, and I put Weah down for my assist leader. I was between Weah and Chiesa this season on assists, but I'm going to give it to Weah.
Okay, so I went with someone who obviously no one chose. I went with Rabiot, El Pazzo Cavallo.
All right. All right.
Fair enough.
Don't know why, but I have a feeling he's going to have another.
We don't know
season.
why either, but
And
whatever.
he's definitely here. Like I took the safe route. Someone who's not going to leave.
The dad says if Kostic leaves, he's got Fagioli, and I'm kind of like, what's interesting was I was thinking about Fagioli, but I'm gonna end up going Weah's way. For,
No, I'm switch. I'm going with Chiesa. I'm making a last minute switch to Chiesa with 11.
And Apex is also going to Pazzo Cavallo with you, Omar. So there you go.
Oh, thank you.
And yes,
You're
we're
welcome.
in
One
another,
sane person.
as Animesh points out, we're in another contract year for Rabiot. Don't forget,
Yeah.
he says. Don't forget.
Fire up the ass.
There you go.
What?
Most assists, I'm going to throw it out there on Weah. Hey, who's our most goals? Who's our goal scoring leader this season? Last year, all comps, of course, Adrian Rabiot. Does he take it again, or do we have a shift and a change? And who comes out as our scoring leader this season?
Number 9.
This one you have to put a number on. I don't care what you guys say. You have to put a number on the number of goals scored.
Would
I
you
want to hear
relax?
it. No.
Okay.
Dushan with 21.
Fair enough.
21 for Dushan.
Yeah.
I'm saying Vlahovic with 19. Price is Right rules are in effect.
I'm going Dusan Vlahovic. I had him at under 20 goals this season.
So did I.
And I'm thinking it's going to be that 17 to 19 range. Ant's going to take 19. I'll take 18. Okay.
Holy, Forza Juve put 32.
32 goals for... Oh, I'd love it. I would love it.
Absolutely.
Oh, and Allegri is not the type of manager to make capocannieras and stuff like that.
I think it's going to be somewhere around 18. So the goals one, we've got, holy man, it's popping off here. So Eric's coming in here with Chiesa at 14, Apex, Vlahovic at 18. We've got Forza Juve with obviously Dusan at 32. Yeah, sign me up. We've got Animesh with Dusan at 17. Vedad, Dusan 26, including Coppa Italia. Maybe that should be the kicker. If we're calling whatever we are in Serie A, what do we think he's got for totals with Coppa? 26 isn't a bad shout. I'd probably go 24, 25.
What are we in the Copa in the quarterfinals? Right?
Yeah.
Quarters, semis. 3
He's
games.
at
Are they home
16
and
from
away?
James Lapierre.
I think it's still home and away. From the semifinals, not the quarterfinals.
Yeah, so
No.
It'd be at most 5 games.
No, I think we're participating in the round of 16 too.
Can someone help us out with that?
I'm going with 24. Okay, I'm just going to add like 6 across Copa. That's a brace and then, some goals here. Actually, I'm going to bring it down.
That's a lot.
Yeah,
6 in
I'm
Copa.
going with, if he's got 18 there, I'm actually going to say he's got 22 total this season.
I'm going to do the same. I'm adding 4, so I'll go 23.
Yeah, I'm going
I'm
22 total.
I'm adding 3, so 24 total.
Okay, there we go.
Because he might not start some of those games.
I think he will. We're going after everything here.
Mm-hmm.
Everything.
Look at you guys
Dushan,
doing your research mid-show. Unbelievable. Look at you guys.
most
Embarrassing.
improved player.
We switched. Did we switch this one, or is this
No,
the?
this one is most improved
Oh,
player
right,
upon
right.
last season.
Again, another subjective question. But last year it was pretty obvious that it was Ravio, right? I think that's the one
I think
who
if
won it
what we're
last year.
calling is going to come to fruition, for me, I've got Dusan Vlahovic as most improved. Like, what are we talking about here? He struggled. This is going to be a trajectory changing season for him. Everybody thought that last year was, and I've been saying no, because last year was literally like, should be considered an anomaly, okay? An
Mm.
absolute freak show of a season, and nobody can forget what he did. And we're going to get to another question, but it's very easy to forget that Dusan Vlahovic is 23 years old. Okay, so
Mm-hmm.
last year, I'm wiping the slate clean. I think this year will be more telling about Dusan Vlahovic than last year was. So for me, most improved is Dusan Vlahovic.
That's a very interesting way of looking at it. I just always look at Vlahovic up, right, on a certain level. I have Keane written down, so I'm gonna stick with Keane, but that's a very good shout out for Dushan. But I'll stick with Keane.
Yes, so I'm looking towards the defense. I think we had issues, so I think Gatti would be the most improved. I mean, I saw a trajectory. I don't think he's like quite there yet, but he is going to push Sandro completely out of the starting 11, and hopefully he'll stay. I think he'll be our most improved. It's harder to gauge because you can't put numbers on it of goals and stuff, but gotta look all across the pitch, and we weren't perfect in defense that season too.
Yeah.
I think it'll be pretty easy to see at the end of the year who it's going to be.
So we're looking at this, and I see Pogba put there for some, but I I
I wish, and
I'm
I
not
wish it
thinking
would be
that's an
Pogba.
improvement though, because again, he barely played any minutes, but when he did play, he played good. I'm looking at
He was
literal
very good.
performance when I'm thinking about most improved. It's
Improvement would be 10 matches this season
so
on last season.
it's not really like an appearance thing
5.
for me. It's more like when you're on the pitch, what you're doing, what happened. That's why I'm literally going with Dushan, and we have to
Well, we
hope
did get
that
an assist
it's a big
last season,
improvement.
so we can improve on that.
But to each their own on their predictions. Now we changed this one because of the fact that the
Yep.
Mercado is just simply so light. We're gonna go with best U23, and it's
Mhm.
crazy. Again, like I said, it's so easy to forget, but with the roster right now, and obviously there could still be some changes, but you're looking
Mhm.
at Cambiaso, who's 23 years old. Okay, you're looking at Fagioli, who's 22, Miretti, who's 20, Nicolucci Caviglia, who's 23, Illing Jr., who's 19, Timothy Weah is 23 years old.
Mhm.
Okay, Sule 20, probably gonna get the move. Vlahovic is 23, Moise Keane is 23. So out of this crop, who is gonna be our best U23 this season?
Well, if you check the chat, there's a lot of Houston and one yield that's coming in. I don't think. Are we certain that they're going to stay the whole year, or are they just here for the first game? I'm not sure what's going on with
It's
those
not
guys.
exactly, written in stone by anything. They are on the team list as of right now. Max Allegri did already allude to this morning in his interview
Mhm.
that they are going to factor in minutes and have to make some decisions.
They did get senior team numbers, so that's always telling.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
In, yeah, 13 and 15. But this question is a bit divisive because I mean I can't put all these guys in the same bracket. Fagioli is clearly a level above because he's been to Cremonese on loan. I can't compare him to Illing because he is going to get more minutes.
And we got to say
So
that U23 still counts. So, like I said, Keane,
yeah, so it's
Vlahovic, they're in
Dushan.
the discussion, right? They're 23 years old, but it doesn't have a bearing on my decision. I was between Wea and Fagioli
Me too.
for who I think is going to be the best, that age group for this team. And I think I'm going to end up taking...
Do it. Just do it. We know who it is.
I'm going to go with Fagioli.
Yeah, me too. I hear you. I'm with you on. I'm with you on that one.
I'm going with
He
Nicolo
showed a lot
Fagioli.
last year. I think he's gonna have a really good this year, season this year if given the minutes.
Yeah.
Well, there's a lot of
Wea
question
too.
marks around Fagioli. Pogba's fitness will
Mhm.
affect on Fagioli's minutes. I had Fagioli and Houston. If we're like dividing it to like next gen guys who got promoted and guys who came back from loans, then Fagioli and Houston.
There you go. There you go, everybody. So U23, we've got, man. So Luca, convinced this question was about the best player from next gen. U23 is quite clear, Luca. I mean, I know that geography is still what you're working on, buddy, but come on,
worst.
man. It's literally age. Let's go. Let's go.
Yeah.
Now,
we're doing long division here.
best. Who finishes the season as our best defender?
Bremer.
Bremer. Everybody across the board?
No,
I'm going Danilo.
I'm going with the captain as well.
Yeah. I'm taking the captain. I'm going to say Danilo finishes up as our best defender. How will we gauge? My opinion will be the judge, jury, and executioner.
Well, the only reason I didn't choose him is because I said I think Gatti would play more, so Danilo would play on the left where he's not as good.
Yeah.
That's why he's not my choice.
No, we'll do something fun come season end for these types. We'll probably put it to vote with the fan base. We'll do it on polls through Twitter.
Oh yeah, because they know everything.
You know, we'll do it through polls on there, who they call best defender. And then ultimately we'll see if we agree. I mean, really,
Three quarters of
who calls the
Juventini
shots
hate
around
Danilo.
here, really? Let's go.
yeah.
Let's go.
All right.
Now, let's get to best midfielder. Who finishes up the season as our best midfielder?
Fagioli.
Fagioli finishing
Sorry, Lou.
as our best midfielder. All right. I've got him
Sorry,
at
Lou.
as best U23. I'm literally sitting there between, and this, you know, everybody's Rabiot last season. You can't ignore it. He's on another contract year and everything. But honestly, I expect a big jump from also Locatelli. I've never been the one to shit on him or slander him like many have. I don't see it. But I really expect a jump from Fagioli. Is he going to be to the point where he is our best midfielder this season? I think what's going to be tough is
Oh, just answer the question.
if Pogba's
Jesus.
health is a little bit of this wild card because somebody's got to get taken out of there based on how much he is going to be in and how crucial he's going to be. I'm going Locatelli. Locatelli, my final answer for best midfielder.
Each choice is logical. I can pick either one out of the four. Rabiot could just continue what he did last season, and he will be our best midfielder. Pogba's fitness, if he plays, then absolutely the sky's the limit for him. Fagioli, Locatelli, I mean, they're all the same. I can pick each one, and I'll be fine with it.
Yeah, we got
Doctor
a lot of votes
Berto's-
for Rabiot. A lot of
I am
votes for Rabiot again, which is fair.
That's who I'm going with. I'm going with the Frenchman.
All right. All right. Best forward. Best forward this season. I've got Vlahovic obviously leading us in goals, but our best forward will be Federico Chiesa.
Pretty church for me too.
Interesting. The guy who scores the most goals should be our best forward, so that's who I'm going to go with. Because I think is this voted on? Don't we actually have team's best forward at the end of the year? Isn't it an actual thing?
Yeah, I mean, for the league, I don't remember if Juve does it too.
I haven't seen them
anyway,
do team ones.
And
Healthy
then I'm just thinking one for the
Chiesa.
league.
Chiesa.
I'm going
Vidal
with
coming
Dusan.
in with Vlahovic. Dambarila coming in with Chiesa.
Here we go.
All right.
Okay,
Well,
just to put it out there, we have a lineup from Di Marzio for Sunday, so we can run through it later.
yeah, we're going to get into some of the news here a bit. We're going to get into Storm the Barn. We've got a lot of time. We're wrapping up. We're at the good stuff now, everybody. Now it's the gravy, baby. How many goals in the league will Juve concede and score? How many goals are we conceding? How many are we scoring? Anth, kick us off.
Just in Serie, I'm going with 68 goals for, and a slight improvement from last year on the goals against. I'm going with 32 against. Last year we had 56 and 33. So 68, 32.
Okay. Omer,
Oh, you're on
you're
mute.
on mute.
I wrote 60, but I want to change mine
Mhm.
because everyone is around the 60 area. So I'll take 72 and conceding 27.
27. Ooh, locking it down this year.
Yep.
All right.
I've got us locking it down too. I called a improvement on goals conceded. I went 28 conceded. And goals
Interesting.
scored, 72 goals scored. It's going to be by committee 1000%, but we're getting up around there. We're getting up around
That's
there.
a lot of goals.
An improvement. We have to have an improvement for what my main prediction is going to be. These are roughly the numbers where we got to be at, so that's why I called them. I got to be somewhat consistent, but
Well,
there we go.
In Magnanelli, we trust. Right?
Vidad's
We have to.
really locking it down. 25 conceded, 70 scored. Love it. Animesh, 28 goals conceded, 65 scored. We're all right around that range. Mark, 74-30 against. Forza Juve, 28 conceded, 74 scored. James Lapierre going with the 68-29 combo. Okay.
Yeah, we had like 9 only against Napoli and Empoli. Without that, I mean, we're at the 20s, the low 20s.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. Avard Hansen here, 76 goals scored, 36 conceded. So, man, all right. Well, we're gonna keep it rolling. Where's Juve gonna finish in Coppa Italia?
Final.
Winning it?
So,
No.
son of a bitch.
All right, Anth.
Yeah, we're going to win that son of a bitch. I'm going first place in the Coppa Italia.
Vidad, champs. James Lapierre, winners. Osama there, win it. Alex,
Is that a
Juve
question
saying,
or a
better
comment?
win it.
Yeah, there we go.
Vidad saying what we're all feeling. It's time to win something, for fuck's sakes. All right.
Yeah.
We're in the final of Coppa Italia. And I don't think we get that one. Yeah, we win it. We're winning it. Coppa Italia, winning it. Now, in the league, feel free to drop your top 4. But where is Juventus finishing in the league?
Oh, top 4.
And it's okay if you don't have your other top 4, but where do you have Juventus placing at season's end? You don't have to give me your top 4 if you don't want to, but where's Juve finishing?
No, I can do that. We're gonna win the league too. That's what I wrote down in our prediction challenge here. I'm going first place. Because what are we doing here? What are we doing here? If we're not hoping for that, like what are we doing? Hoping for third? Don't be like that. Don't have that
Yes.
mentality.
So I don't think Allegri has ever finished outside of the top 4 anyway, but I'm going with a Scudetto run. We are making the Scudetto. Afterwards, it's Napoli. I think it will be Milan and Roma, 4th.
All right. Well, I said I got to remain consistent. And maybe that's why I got a little hot at the words Max said earlier, whatnot. Because no, for me, it's a clear advantage. We got to get back to business. Now's a perfect opportunity to do so. The fact there hasn't been major turnover in the team, well, that should bode well for chemistry. Let's get it rolling.
correct.
Let's get after this thing. Starts tomorrow. The Juve Revenge Tour begins now, and I have kept all the receipts, baby. So season's end, yeah, I'm planning to do some damage, and everybody, all those chihuahuas out there are gonna want to avoid me come end of the season because I have Juve winning the league this season. We're closer to favorites than we are just a top four side, which everybody kind of just wants to believe or whatnot. We're closer to favorites, and because that is a big, big advantage to only play in one. And it's especially an advantage for a team that has injury worries that can now preserve guys, save them, be able to recover properly and whatnot. Yeah, we should be in the race. And even if we don't pull it off, I expect us to be in that race until the bitter end. Juve, I have Inter at second, those cartonati, and then Napoli at third. And I was torn between Roma or Milan in that fourth spot, and I actually dropped Milan in there in the fourth spot, okay? But I was really torn on that one. But that's how I see things finishing up, all right? 39 loading, okay? Let's rock. The final one. Who is Juve's MVP come season end?
Federico Chiesa.
Federico Chiesa for Omer.
Mm-hmm.
I have Vlahovic here, but with the whole knee situation, I'm hoping for Chiesa, but I'm gonna stick with Vlahovic as the MVP. But Chiesa would be just as good.
So we've got a Danilo shout. We have a Chiesa shout.
Mm-hmm.
Apex saying, I'm hoping for Chiesa, but going with Vlahovic. James Lapierre's throwing way up. All right. I love those bold ones.
Who had Rabiot last season?
Lou,
I think. Lou did.
Yeah, Lou had Rabiot winning MVP, yes. So, there you go. What about Tech? From Tony Trim. What about Tech?
He's fine. How are you?
No problems there. No problems there. And Dom coming in here with Allegri as the MVP. I tell you what, he pulls off the double. I'll give him that. All right. Now, that concludes our preview or prediction session. Now, everybody, I'm going to remind you, you have the opportunity to pick one of the panel members, not just us three, but anybody that's a part of the AJC. Okay, you can drop it here in the chat who you want to roll with based on these predictions, and it gives you a shot that come the end, we're going to have prizes to give away, and yes, there's going to be kits involved of your choice, all right? So, hey, drop the names. We know RB Comps is already rolling with the gaffer. Make your choices, okay? And we're going to post everything on social media. There'll be lots of time to make your decisions, but get in there. Get in there, all right? Vidad rolling with Ant. There you go. Lapierre takes Omer. So we got some picks coming in hot already. Let's go. Now, predictions over. We're going to talk a little bit about some of the news. Aldo, thanks for jumping in here, buddy. Great to see you in the chat. And Omer, you got some news while we were in the middle of predictions. So let it fly. We have a projected lineup, I guess. Who did this one come from? Please tell me not Albanese.
Yeah. No, it's from DiMarzio. So DiMarzio has been very spot on regarding transfer rumors, but his lineups are an entirely different story. I think he's just guessing. But he had Tech, Gatti, Bremer, Danilo, Wea, Miretti, Lucatelli, Rabiot, Kostic, Chiesa, Vlahovic.
One more time, a little bit slower.
Yeah, can you slow that down? That'd be awesome.
Goalkeeper, Tech,
Of course.
Defense, Gatti, Bremer, Danilo.
Yeah.
Interesting.
And midfield, Wea, Miretti, Lucatelli, Rabiot, Kostic, and Vlahovic and Chiesa up front.
Yeah.
Now he did start Cambiaso last week, so it'll be interesting to see if he actually starts
I think it
Kostic.
was
I think,
Agresti that said it was Weah and Cambiaso leading for the
Mm-hmm.
start in this one, but obviously things can change, and I mean
Mm-hmm.
they're training nonstop right now, getting ready, so who knows, right? But the one thing I'm happy about was the last projection had Sandro as one of your three at the
It
back,
did.
and
yeah,
my God, if this guy starts seeing the pitch and starting over Gatti, I'm going to actually be upset. So
yeah, that was like a Gazeta report that referred to what Allegri thinks about Sandro. I don't think anyone actually knows that. I actually call bullshit on that report.
man, I am done with that to say the very least. But that lineup, yeah, no problems with it. I'm fine. So, yeah, let's rock and roll. Let's get to business tomorrow. The news, obviously, Berardi
Mm-hmm.
continues to swirl. So we all heard what Carnevali said, and obviously trying to brush things off as if, hey, he is not going anywhere. We're not moving him. He said he was upset that Giuntoli didn't act, I guess, and put in offer or whatnot. But hey, we've seen it time and time again. Players will, and right now all the reports suggest that Berardi's will is to join Juventus. I'm going to ask you guys straight up, and everybody in the chat. Do you think he's actually coming to Juventus? Do you see this deal coming through and moving? Obviously, they're looking for somewhere around 30. There's talks of Sule being one of the counterparts. Obviously, Illing Jr.'s name thrown out there. That would be absolutely heinous, in my personal opinion, to do anything with Illing Jr. He should stay and play.
Mm-hmm.
I actually don't think. I don't see it happen. What do you guys think? Berardi coming?
He contributes to. I think it was he contributed to 20, at least 20 goals in the past like 3 seasons or 4 seasons. Like he gets in on goals in Serie A, that is. So he can contribute. If the Rovella deal didn't happen, I would have seen this one happening with someone going with the money and a loan. Since the Rovella deal already happened, I don't see Juventus having any appetite sending another youngster with on a deal that would have an obligation attached to that youngster. So no, I don't see it happening because I don't see Carnevali doing it, getting rid of his best
Yeah,
player for a loan, a player on a
yeah,
loan. I don't see it.
it's annoying a bit because when Lazio dealt with them and talked about Berardi at the beginning of the market, they wanted like 20 million plus, I don't know, some bonuses. And the Juve tax is here, so now they want 30 million. It's reported Juve have offered 20, but there's a lot of conflicting reports, so I don't know what to believe, actually. But an unpopular opinion, I don't mind Berardi. I don't see the logic behind the transfer, but I don't mind him. He's like a Vucinic to
Mm-hmm.
me, someone who's good enough to help you win the league. He has the numbers. He's been consistent with the numbers. He's like Sassuolo's legend. I mean, they're a very young
Mm-hmm.
club.
Um,
So for the league, I have no issue, but I don't see it happening because Juve would have to sell, and it doesn't seem like anything is going in that direction anyway.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna just kind of say this. I mean, as far as the Berardi thing, it doesn't make sense to me. It doesn't really make sense. So like even factoring in the move, the age involved, like anything like that, like just looking at it for what it is, if I'm talking about our team and we've planned and we're ready to go ahead in 3-5-2,
Mm-hmm.
the Berardi thing makes no sense to me. And even if someone has a fear of Chiesa's health or whatnot, I don't see Berardi sliding in there as a second strike. Like I see him playing a certain way. I don't think it mesh. I don't think he would really push the needle for Juventus. And if 3-4-3 is what people are wanting or thinking, I think we get overrun in the middle, and I saw it last season, and I don't want to see it again. This team has to have three midfielders in there. For me, personally, we have to have three midfielders in there. I don't understand the Berardi thing. I really don't. And if we're
Yeah,
concerned about a second striker or whatnot, like honestly, based on how we play, like Illing Jr. for me, I would give it a shot because of how he plays in and around the area, and then Kostic on the outside is kind of like contrasting, and I feel like that could work because Illing Jr. doesn't hug the sideline. Kostic does. When you have Chiesa out there, that's why I think Illing Jr. actually works better with him, or Cambiaso rather than Kostic when Chiesa's out there. So I think
yeah,
it's a
because he
little
cuts
bit different,
inside.
but I just don't get the Berardi thing and like a push for it or everything, especially at that type of value. I just don't see it pushing the needle for us. And Yildiz, I mean, honestly, I'm not scared to attempt to play Yildiz off a big striker. I like pairings like that when you have like a Dushan or a Milik that can hold up, and then you've got that skillful dribbler like a guy like that. I'd be more inclined to work off something like that, to be honest. And I know it's a lot of pressure for a kid like that to have to step in if a guy like Chiesa, knock on wood, hopefully doesn't happen but goes down. I just don't see this Berardi thing being a big boost, to be
What
honest.
I what I do see is, I mean, it will be logical if Allegri is aiming for a 4-3-3. Because then a front three of Chiesa, Vlahovic, Berardi is a very good attack for Serie A, at least, in my opinion, and gives you a lot more options to play with. I actually believe it's better for Juve to go that route because now you can play Ealing in his natural position, and you can play all across the attack in the midfield. You have options. He said Ildiz is going to, I mean, can play everywhere on the wing, in the center. We don't need Berardi for sticking to a 3-5-2, and there is room for Ildiz there to, switch around with Chiesa here and there. So the only way it's logical is if Allegri said, I want to play 4-3-3, get me a right winger.
Yeah.
Mhm.
The Dushan hold up play, like he continue gets ripped apart for it, and I see it in the live chat now too. Just Dushan can hold up play. He can. He looked better in it already in small samples on this preseason whatnot. I think he'll be improved in that area. But there's other things we have to do that don't involve Dushan to help our strikers. And I've been talking about this a lot, but we still leave these guys to easily get outnumbered by defenders. And
Mhm.
usually you have to support that through the midfield. Two Mitsalas, more support for the flanks than it is our striker. And the way Chiesa plays isn't off of any of our nines because he loves to drift out, way out to that sideline. When you have a guy like Cambiaso, he ends up coming inside of that, but that's not supporting our striker. You need to get a midfielder, attack minded, up in and around there to help take the attention, to start making moves. Like I've 3-5-2 naturally, and the more predominant way you see it played is two base midfielders, one slightly ahead and attacking. Max won't do that. Max is hell bent on Regista, two Metsalas, but I really think this plays a big part in why our strikers get overrun by numbers. This is not a Dushan thing. This is a Milik thing. This is a Keane thing. We're putting these guys on an island that has to change this season. That's just something I continue to see that I hope we don't this season. But I actually think Dushan will be just fine this season. And to be honest, I'm happy to see Chiesa and Vlahovic play with a chip on their shoulder this season. And I think that they're both going to come good for us this year.
Yeah,
There you go.
yeah. Like I said, only
I
4-3-3.
agree.
I want you to play 4-3-3, but we don't have the man for it right now. So if that doesn't make sense for Berardi, then I have no idea why you were after him. I mean, I'm fine with leaving the squad as it is, starting the season like that.
Yeah. I'm fine with this squad too. And going back to what people want to rip me for on the advantage thing. There's still a bunch saying, oh, you just hate Allegri, whatever. No, it has nothing to do with hate, okay? I'm just done with excuses. All involved, players included. Like, I'm done with excuses. Let's get to business, for God's sakes, okay? Now, everybody, we have a little bit of time. Storm the barn. Do not forget to make your choices on who you want to roll with for the prediction challenge, okay? Pick any team member in the AJC, not just us three that you see here. And, yeah, you get a chance to win some prizes, all right? And, yeah, I'm going to tally them all up, and then we're going to put it out on social media, too, so you'll have more chances to pick who you want to rock with, okay? So storm the barn. Now's your chance. We got a little bit of time. There is a question coming in here from Dan, and it is, do you guys think we will sign anyone else before the window closes? Are we going to see somebody else come in before it closes?
I think the window closes 2 weeks,
Yeah.
week and a half.
End of the
Yeah, 2
month,
weeks.
basically.
Yeah. I do see us. Oh man, do we see us signing anyone? Sure. Like there could be some minors. If he's talking big players like a Berardi, I don't see that happening. I see Max has his team, and this is the team he wants to go with.
Yeah, I
There
mean,
might be
if we're
some players
staying,
going out, but
if we're staying like that, I mean, we only basically had one signing. Best signing of the season. It's best, worst signing, whatever you want to put in there. We had Facundo Gonzalez, okay, but he's not staying. I believe we'll see some more loans. Signing another player only if we sell Kostic, McKennie, Ealing, someone, then we'll sign. If not, we're staying like that.
I think there's one more signing coming.
I hope it's Kefren Turam, because I saw the number 8 is vacant, because they published the squad numbers yesterday and today, and it bothered me that you have no number 8. So I hope it's Kefren Turam, but once again, I'm fine staying like that.
I think there is one more signing coming. And we have the question, is there any news on Samardzic? I would like Samardzic, to be honest. But there hasn't been any news other than the fact that it broke down with Merda. He's sitting there. The deal is great as far as the numbers go, but apparently Juve would have to. So there's a lot of conflict in the financials in a sense that we heard that Juve had the funds to make the Lukaku move as far as bringing him in, but obviously they would have to sell. But the reports that came out after suggested that Juve had the funds stand alone to bring him in. But now all of a sudden we're hearing that they would have to sell and potentially Kostic to bring in Samardzic, who would be a 5 million loan and then 15 obligations. So there's definitely conflicts there in terms of where we truly stand on being able to pull this piece of business. I think they should pull this piece of business, but now if we're locked into these guys and we're not sending Caviglia out or something like that, yeah, you're filled now, because I'm pretty sure we're at 7 mids, including Pogba. I don't know, but I do think one player comes in before the Mercado closes. But Samardzic, nothing new, unfortunately, for Samardzic.
No, it was reported he was actually getting closer to Lazio. They're a bit advanced ahead of the other ones. Napoli were interested too, but I think 2 days ago or yesterday even said Lazio are, in there ahead of the other guys, but nothing concrete as of yet.
Yeah.
I mean,
And
we
I
are
would
playing
love,
against them
love
tomorrow.
Thuram too, but the finances don't make sense there either. Unless we're selling, and we'd have to move somebody pretty damn quick. But yeah, Thuram would be awesome. Storm the barn, Lukaku or Berardi. Aldo, you always coming up with these typical style storm the barns. Gun to my head between the two. You know what was interesting is when they put out the Moise Kean rumors about Milan, obviously, and then just for shits and giggles, if you could go into the season with Vlahovic, Lukaku, Milik, would you rather that than what we have right now? And to be honest, if you were keeping Vlahovic around and you brought Lukaku in, and you were able to get out of that Keane financial whatnot, that wouldn't be bad. But out of the two, I will say this. If I gunned to my head and I had to pick between these two, I want to pick Berardi for obvious reasons, but I actually think Lukaku would impact the team more than Berardi would. That's just me.
I don't want Lukaku anywhere near Juve. I mean,
I'm
Berardi
not
hands
talking
down.
about wanting. That's
No,
clear.
out of the two,
Berardi
no
for me
matter
doesn't
what
do as
player,
much as Lukaku would for Juve. The way
no
we
matter
play
who you
3-5-2,
say,
Berardi would
no
not
matter
need
who
it.
you say, Lukaku wouldn't be my answer. He's a prima donna. I mean, I have a lot of
I'm
issues
not
with him, the way
arguing
he
that.
acts.
I'm just
So,
saying there's no way
no
Berardi
matter who,
impacts this team more than Lukaku if he came.
that wasn't the question, though. I'd take Orsolini ahead of Lukaku. So definitely Berardi.
Orsolini's not in the question. But Berardi
Yeah.
doesn't affect this team as much as Lukaku.
Berardi.
I don't think you could deny Lukaku would help the team more than Berardi.
Yeah, but do we really need a striker to help us beat the Leches and Frosinones of Serie A? Because that's what Lukaku offers.
If the trade-off is Keane, who we paid too much for to get back, and you get out of that, and you get a guy that scored way more than Keane, yeah, probably.
I wouldn't take him. I don't think it's a good matchup with anyone. I don't want three tall and slow strikers. I want what Keane has to offer. Even at the price we paid for him, I'd keep Keane as well, just to have some diversity in attack.
It's a crazy statement. Crazy statement. Just I think that's based on person, Lukaku, whatnot. But there's no
Part
way.
of it, yeah.
There's no way Lukaku does not outperform Moise Keane and provide more for the team. Anth, gun to your head, Lukaku, Berardi.
For me, it's not even close. Berardi just contributes more in Serie A. Like his numbers are just in recent years are just much better than Lukaku. I think you can adjust the lineup to fit Berardi in. I just think Lukaku's at his end for like this team right now. I see what you're saying, Berto, but no, I wouldn't get. I'm with Omer on this one. I wouldn't put him anywhere near this team.
Berardi. Maybe I'm just still bitter about that miss.
Could be.
Could
I
be.
think that's what it is.
It was
Look at
awful.
Lukaku's misses.
It was awful.
in the World Cup.
Fuck. That was pitiful. Now, Storm the Bar. Thanks, Aldo, by the way, for
Appreciate it.
creating some tension there. I love it. Is it's going to be able to be the Locatelli replacement when needed?
Sorry, what's the question?
I don't know, to be honest. And is Hans Nicolucci Caviglia going to be able to be the Locatelli replacement when needed?
Haven't seen enough of him. Locatelli's an absolute unit.
Against the lesser sides, I'd be comfortable with it. I don't see any problems.
Sure, but we don't play a lot of lesser sides. And you can't build your team based on how about playing the lesser sides.
The question is, can he be the replacement when needed and called upon? I mean, sure, but not against the big sides, I don't think, just yet.
There you go.
I have never seen him play in that position.
He did through the preseason a couple times, yeah.
No, I saw him get a lot near the area. I think he will be better as a Metsala.
Yeah, the last one he was at Metsala. The couple appearances before, he was actually in the heart, and he was fine. He was really, really good, actually, in the one where he was in the heart. He can do it. I also think Fagioli can actually play anywhere in the middle, and I would have no fear deploying him there, but I think he's more beneficial to us advanced, right? But
I think Rabiot will be the replacement.
I don't see Hans getting really much of anything for minutes unless injuries call upon, though, to be honest. But yeah, I mean, he's done a great job. Looked good in preseason and whatnot, but Locatelli for me is still the absolute glue for this team in the middle of the pitch.
I really don't understand the hate for Locatelli that's out there. I really, really don't get it.
It's
Like
because there's a lot that run off like statistics or something and fail to see what Max actually does in terms of playing the game. And I mean, when you start seeing guy after guy after guy like that would come in previously with this Regista thing, and everybody expects Pirlo-esque performances. It's like Pirlo's a generational guy, man. He's like once in a lifetime, like one of the best midfielders I've probably seen. And it's like you just can't do that. You have to look at everything together. Locatelli, he came to us as a two-man pivot guy, okay? In the Regista, can he do it? Absolutely he can do it. But it depends what you want. And the other thing is, too, I think you'll see a little more out of him, is that ability to spread the field and set those on balls, because I think you're going to see it with Weah now, a stretch in the field. I think you're going to see it with Federico Chiesa and the way he's going to play second striker. But you'll see Locatelli, you'll see more of that passing range this season, and I think it'll turn some heads because he can do it. We just never played in a manner that could, because Max's setup last season was all short 5 foot, 7 foot passes to feet. Now, I think you'll see us stretch it out more. But I'm with you. I don't get the hate.
I don't understand it.
I don't get it.
No, he had a role change. He didn't used to play that role, and no, take away Pirlo's free kicks. He has the assist, but the goal tally drops down. So Locatelli doesn't have that. But defensively, which is what we did most of last season, I don't think we have anyone at his level for this position.
Storm the barn. If UEFA brings Saudi League in its competitions, what position would you like for Juve to take? So if UEFA brings Saudi into competitions, what position would you like Juve to take? As
the club saying yes or no to agreeing with this, I don't think they'll make a stance at all.
Yeah, they shouldn't.
They shouldn't have any comment.
No, stay away from Refa. Don't deal with them right now. Don't have any statement against or for them. Just stay neutral. Keep your head low for a season or two and let things, cool down. Because we were in the spotlight for a long time and it only damaged us. And we were the only ones paying the price for all this Super League stuff. So just stay out of it.
Yeah. Well, the competition is expanding next fall, right? They're expanding the number of teams in it
next season.
Yeah, sure. Bring in a couple more teams to get the snot kicked out of them. Whatever. That'd be my comment on an official header. Sure, you want to bring in a couple more teams that are going to, concede 75 goals in 6 games? Sure, bring them in.
I'm with you guys. Just stay out of it. If you're Juve, stay out of anything involved with UEFA. I really don't care what UEFA decides ultimately, to be honest. But I think it is kind of silly, because it's almost like they would try to be forming some type of Super League. It's wild. It's like you never really heard of anything.
Super League.
It's like you never heard of something like that. It's kind of crazy.
It's ringing a bell.
Money talks, but they just have to be in control of it, and then UEFA's happy. Funny how that works. De Cerbi, Magnanelli, can't remember, maybe both had high praise for Luca. Hey, we already got into the Luca thing. Don't start it up again.
It was De Zerbi who said it.
De Cerbi said, he would take him anywhere, and I'm with him. And yes, this one, RB Comps, absolutely right. What a bunch of clowns. And yeah, what a great idea. A Super League. Who would have thought? Who would have thought? Now, everybody, we got games kicking off in 2.5 hours to start the season off, okay? But our beloved Juventus kicks off tomorrow, okay? Udinese, 8:30.
Before the season starts, get into our fantasy team that we started.
Last 2.5 hours to get in there. Okay, last 2.5 hours to get in there. It's posted on Twitter. Check our tabs. Just click on the media tab. You'll see it there. I'm going to post it again now when we're done here. Last chance to get in there, but get in there, everybody, okay? And I did post it on YouTube, too, as well, for all our subscribers. There is prizes involved. I'm working with sponsors to get monthly prizes, but there is definitely prizes at the end for the top 3 spots, potentially top 5 spots, okay? So good luck to everybody who joined and got in there. All right, let's see what we can do. Tomorrow morning, 8:30 a.m. Eastern time. Hopefully no technical difficulties. We are going to get ready for the game. I am going to be doing a live watch along, all right? And then from there, hey, post-match Monday morning, all right, where we tackle the action and hopefully all celebrate the first victory of the season in the first match, all right? I'm already jacked up. Can't wait for it. Tomorrow is the preview show and then watch along.
Is there a
Thank you,
watch along?
everybody, for
Yes.
joining in, all right? Don't forget to send in the messages. Do it in the comment section. Do it on social media. But pick who you're going to ride or die with for the predictions, all right? Prediction challenge. Again, chance, another opportunity for us to give away some prizes. And really thank you all for the incredible support, all right? So, ciao tutti. We'll see you tomorrow morning. Have a great weekend. As always, Forza Juve fino alla fine. Ciao.